Hello, today I will be talking about the Mona Lisa versus other paintings and how I think the Mona Lisa is more or less important or historically valuable than each other. So, first of all, is the Mona Lisa overvalued? I think the Mona Lisa is overvalued because it's only famous because of the story that the media portrayed it as. It got stolen in 1911, and everyone was intrigued by this story, and the media just loved to advertise on the story, and it became really, really popular at the time, way back in 1911, and people were fascinated by the story, even though there's really nothing that special about the painting. People just were intrigued. And then 2 years later, after the painting was returned, it was popular and everyone just wanted to see it. And then eventually, from then up until now, I think the Mona Lisa is popular just for being popular. People want to see the painting just because it's the Mona Lisa, just because it's the most popular painting in the world, and there's nothing really special about it, and there's nothing that they actually think is like valuable about it. They just know that it's most people just know that it's the most popular painting in the world and just want to see it. There's not much behind the value in the painting that people see. And again, there's nothing really new to this painting. Leonardo da Vinci didn't do any new techniques. It was just a painting and it was fairly simple. And perhaps that's why people liked it so much because it was so simple, because the facial expressions are minimal. People can assume their own things and see what they want to see painting. So, is the Mona Lisa historically important? I do not think so because first of all, it's not a historic person painted. We don't even know who it is, and there's no scene that's being depicted that is of any value. So some paintings that I think from Leonardo da Vinci that are more valuable and serve more historic value or importance than the Mona Lisa is The Last Supper. So The Last Supper is a painting of Jesus and all his disciples from the Bible, Matthew 26:21 through 28. It depicts that scene and is extremely important in Christian and religious beliefs and serves a great importance of telling the story of one of the most important people of that time and of that religions that believe in Christ. So very, very popular, not only in the skill of the painting, but also in the historic value of that it serves to people that believe in that. And then also another painting by Leonardo da Vinci. I think this one's called The Virgin on the Rocks or something like that. And this painting by Leonardo da Vinci is also another religious painting, but it is a little bit different than the Last Supper because it is not a specific um, scene from the Bible, but it just depicts some people from the Bible, like the Virgin Mary, little baby Jesus, and there's an angel there also. So it's just very, very, very historically important people, and it is much more detailed and I think more skillful painting than the Mona Lisa. And also because people like the story of paintings, and that's probably why the Mona Lisa is so famous. The story behind this painting is that the people who commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to paint this, um, they had a dispute with like the higher ups, and which ended up somehow they had to. He, Leonardo da Vinci had to paint a second one. So now there is two of these paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, and yeah, there's an interesting story about that that people probably think are interesting. And then here's a painting. The I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jan van Eyck. The painting's called the Arno. I can't pronounce that. And I think this should be more popular than um the Mona Lisa because it actually introduces something new. While oil paintings weren't new, they weren't very popular, and they this painting is what made oil paintings popular. Before this artist painted this, about the time he was born, what artists did is they used egg yolk and pigments and painted it on wood, which was not nearly as detailed and wasn't as quality as oil painting as this painting was. Also, this painting has an extreme amount of mystery and symbolism throughout the painting that leaves the viewer to assume a lot of things and interpret things in their own way, like the Mona Lisa, but uh, a lot more different things to interpret. And then I think I already said this, but it is extremely detailed and very skillful for its time. So, what I think the most popular painting in the world should be is this painting of the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. I think this should be much more popular than the Mona Lisa, or not, I shouldn't say more popular, I should say has much more historic value than the Mona Lisa, and I think that because of that, it should be more popular than the Mona Lisa because, first of all, it's served a purpose. It was for people at the time, literature, like reading, um, was not very high. So if you came here, you could see the stories of the Bible without having to read it. So it served a historic purpose. And even still now, it is extremely historically important to religious beliefs and the stories that the Bible depicts. Also, it's just extremely more impressive. It is on an extremely large scale, and it's basically a whole bunch of different it is a whole bunch of different paintings, and it's way more impressive. Um, and yeah, it serves way more purpose than the Mona Lisa ever has or could have given.